And then we're going live. All right. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, kids. Happy Easter. HooDeeHoooo.
Happy Easter,
We got
everybody.
a family show for a special edition today. We've got Rodgar and Karola from Canada. Which part of Canada are you guys from again? It's like the coldest, most destitute part of Canada, isn't it?
It's Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Winnipeg.
Yeah.
That's on the eastern side of Canada, correct?
No, that's the central.
What? Central.
Yeah, right between Toronto and Vancouver in the middle.
Oh, okay. Well, it shows how much I know my geography. I need to work on my geography skills, don't I? Especially when
we are Central Time. So.
Oh, you're Central Time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking you were a little further east. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for jumping on today on this beautiful Easter Sunday. And, for everybody out there, this is the Kong Family Show. We're a big old huge family of people all over the world. And we've just got this really simple goal. We just want to change the world. And people might think that's kind of a crazy goal, maybe a little kind of out there, but no, it's for real. It's happening. We see it. We see it happening every single day. And so, yeah, it's actually just a real simple thing, and we're doing it. That's all there is to say about it, right, kids? So anyway, we're doing it, as our good buddy Sean Wetzel would say, one glass of 9.5 at a time. And then I would add one lightning bolt in a box and one set of awesome individuals at a time. And so here today we have Rodgar and we have Karola from Winnipeg, and we're going to have a little chat with them today about their story, because that's what it's all about around here. We like to share stories because, I'm of the belief that stories sell and facts tell. And for me, it really is true, because it wasn't all the facts and figures and any of that kind of stuff. None of the technical stuff got me. What got me was a story from an incredible, beautiful angel named Brittany Dykes. I sat and ignored it for 6 months, and yeah, whatever, water's water. This is stupid. I don't want to hear it, And then Brittany came across with her story and changed the course and direction of my life forever, and put me on this incredible mission to change the world. So, with that all said, you guys, how's things up there? Looks like you got sun shining up there in Winnipeg, do you?
Oh, yes. That's awesome and nice weather outside today, so.
Yeah, beautiful. It's not like 20 below or something. It's a nice balmy 7 degrees or something.
I think +7.
+7. Yeah, you guys, it's bikini weather up there, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that a lot of times. So it's +7. No, it's 16. Like
16 degrees. Is that Fahrenheit or is that Celsius?
That's just
Celsius. What does that equate to in Fahrenheit? Do you know?
no, I don't know.
I don't know either. I know that 32 degrees Celsius is 0 Fahrenheit, I think, if I remember right.
In a couple of minutes, I will tell you.
So, yeah, you guys are still rather cold up there. I know Ryan was saying the other day that he was going to go out and mow the lawn in a Speedo. It was so warm outside, and he said it was 7 degrees. So anyway, you guys, you guys have been on the show a couple times, but we've never really been able to get this information out there completely, and I want to hear it today. This is, my first question that I love to ask everybody is I like to know how they got involved with Kangen Water, why they got involved, and whether they were skeptics like me, whether they thought it was a bunch of nonsense like I did. So you guys want to share that story? How'd you get involved? Why'd you get involved? And did you think it was crazy too?
You can do it first.
Well, I wouldn't say that's crazy because, well, first of all, I tried a different way first. Like I tried plexus first. I started off with, and then when I got to know Roger, he showed me right away that he had Kangen water, right? First of all, I didn't like the taste, but now I can't live without it because I have it everywhere where I go. I have my Kangen water with me, so I at least try to. If I go to work, I have it. And some people like were trying to ask me the other day, like, what's the special on the water? Like they think water is only water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I have to get more confident on it to tell them what Kangen water is actually all about. So maybe Roger could tell more about it, what people need to know out there, right?
So Roger got involved with it first, and then he introduced it to you. And so Roger, what was your story? Why'd you get involved? What happened for you? What turned on the light bulb in your brain cell?
Well, first of all, what came across the friend of mine saw it like an ad, like a Facebook ad. Mm-hmm. And he talked to the person, and then he told me about it because I'm usually his first hand. I'm still are his first hand, where he talks to him with everything. And he told me about it, and I made contact, and that the first opportunity, what he saw and what I saw was business-wise. We had no idea what it was, but like all their stories, like you say, storytelling, and then I came closer to it, and then I bought it. And after I had it a while, I said to myself, if I never get any customer, just for myself, it's worth to buy that machine. Because I never, like my friend said, I think his name is Howard, we met in Toronto, and he said, I never realized it before till I had it, but now I cannot live without of it. So I realized that after a while too, I was drinking it every day, like all the time. And I figured that out last year when it was this year. In January, I went to Dominican Republic to build houses for poor people. We had a group out there from here in Vancouver. We were all together, 18 people, and like they have out there, they have that water, like bottled water. And I was drinking that, and I got not the flu, but the cold, like I was having fever and stuff like that. And you realize it right away. If you don't drink it, you feel dehydrated.
Yeah, a lot of people experience that. They drink it for a little while, and then they go without it, and they have to drink other water, and they're like my buddy Johnny. You guys met him yesterday on Sam Tran's show, and he said he almost threw up the first time that he had his Kangen machine. He's only had it for 2 weeks, something like that, and he was drinking the water every day, and then he was out working at some hotel or something doing what he does. And he had taken his water with him, and he ran out. He didn't have any more water left, any more Kong, I should say. And so he was like, yeah, no big deal. I'll just go do what I've always done. I'll just go get some water from the tap over there, from the little water fountain. And he said he had to spit it out. Almost made him puke because it was so bad tasting. He didn't even realize it. And so that was a great story right there. He's sold on it now. They're taking off to New York here from Salt Lake, where they're living right now. They're taking off to New York for the summer for business. They have a bunch of different things that they do, and one of them is go to New York for the summer every year. And so he's taking his machine with him. He's asking me how he's going to do it and all that stuff. So I'm gonna help him out. If you do decide to take if you ever go do that again, and you're going to take your machine with you, make sure to put it in your carry-on luggage. That's where you want it. You want it on your carry-on. You don't want to be letting those baggage handlers throw it around. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those videos of how those baggage handlers throw stuff around. They, if it says fragile, they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I have traveled a lot, and I always watch out the window what they're doing,
Yes, exactly. So how long has it been that you've been involved with the Kong family?
Like me?
Yep.
It's just over a year right now, so.
Just over a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You've been drinking the water. Have you had any things that you've noticed that that it's helped you with as far as your health is concerned? That you'd like
you can see every day. Nice hair, like you have. you saw my hairstyle in the morning, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I clean up pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Same here. No, I'm debating to grow it longer now, but
your hair's growing better.
oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised by that in the least. I know my hair grows like a weed.
Yeah.
That's the same here, and then I always had like a little peeling off under the eyes, and I don't see it no more. I guess it's gone from that too. So
yeah, so I mean that's fairly common. You look like you're pretty healthy, both of you, and
thanks.
sometimes we don't even realize the health problems that we have until we start doing something that has the potential to change those health problems into non-problems. Like for me, I'd get heartburn a lot, and I just thought heartburn was just a normal thing, that you just go take Tums or Rolaids or Malox or something like that, some sort of acid indigestion, whatever kind of product for, right? That's what I always thought. And then when I started drinking Kong's water, that stuff just disappeared. I haven't had any kind of heartburn whatsoever in 2 years, a little over 2 years now. And so that was something I didn't even think was a health issue. Snoring at night, if I was sleeping on my back, that's gone now, according to my wives. They say that I don't snore anymore.
Oh, wow.
I can sleep all night on my back. I didn't even realize that was a health problem. How about you guys? Have you guys had any kind of things like that where you had little issues that you didn't really think were anything, but now those little issues are gone? Anything like that?
When you told me, when you said that, another story came up in my head, because I'm going to the natural doctor. Like, he has medicine too, but it's all natural stuff. And my uncle introduced me to him. Now I'm got him hooked on my water. So, but that's the way it works.
Yeah.
But he tested me, and he can test like your arteritis. What do you say? Arteritis?
Arthritis?
Nope.
No, like your veins. Like,
oh, arterial sclerosis, probably something like that.
Yeah.
That was plugged too far. He can test how far it's plugged, man. So you got 3 different sizes, like small and then medium and then the large one, yeah? Mm-hmm. And he can test them all separate, like how far they plugged. And he say, if your heart is beating, your arteries supposed to do the same thing. And if they're plugged, then the heart have to work harder. And then if you come up to 50 or 60 years, that's where the heart attack kicks in, Yeah. Because the heart gets tired of that, have to do all the pushing, Mm-hmm. And he hooked us on a juice in the morning to clean out that stuff. And I'm still on it because I'm checking up every month. And he is surprised with the results what I'm doing. My adrenalines were down to 60%, and they're up to 90 right now. So he was surprised with the results what we got, how quick we got it back up. And The other day he was testing me, and my pulse was going like pretty much straight up and then back down, And he says, if that goes that straight up and down, that means that everything is clean. It can pump like no problem,
Awesome. How about you, Karola? You noticed any differences, any energy differences, sleeping patterns, anything like that?
Yeah, because I had a lot of migraine too.
Migraines, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're lately most likely gone. I have them now and then, sometimes a bit, but not as much as I had. So those are gone. and I'm happy for that part. But like he says, like my adrenaline was down to 50 and I'm up to 80 right now because I'm in it a little less than he is. So like Roger's taking it longer than I doing it. So no, he got me involved on that part too. So I'm good on it too. But I'm taking other natural stuff as well. So that's why I'm healthier nowadays too. Because I had a cold almost right away. So if the weather changes and stuff, so I always had a flu right away. So now I could tell, and including with the water now, it changed a lot in my life now. So,
but awesome. That brings up another thing on my side. I used to, well, my family anyways have problem with high blood pressure, and I wasn't doing too much exercise a couple of years ago, and then my doctor got me to get a machine to measure my blood pressure every day because it got on the top side, you know. And then he made me to make exercise about in half an hour every day, and I still try to do it, but sometimes there's no time or whatever. Eh?
Yeah.
And ever since I started on this natural doctor, what I do, I only go once or twice a year to my regular doctor, and just for a checkup that he is okay, that I did my checkup, you know. And when he makes that measurement on my blood pressure, I have never seen that results before. It always was on the high side. Now it's just like normal. Like the other day, I made my medical for my driver license. You have to do it every 5th year, like at a certain age. If you go higher on age, then you have to do, I think, every year or every 2nd year. And he put it on, he pressed it once, and then it was a little bit high on one end, and then he pressed it again. Oh, everything is green, that's good enough. Because if you have a machine that has green and yellow and red, you know, if it goes higher and higher and it goes red, everything was green. So
that's got to make you feel good right there, you know, knowing that that the old blood's pumping through there the way it's supposed to. And you know, a lot of people have issues with that kind of stuff, and if you've had it running in your family, it's like I tell people all the time, you know, these kinds of problems are not hereditary. What's hereditary is diet. What's hereditary is the things that we eat, the things that we drink, the things that we do. You know, you grow up, you do the same thing your mom did, you do the same things your dad did, and that kind of stuff. And all you got to do is just simply change what you're doing, and sometimes that ends up changing. Well, not really sometimes, all the time. If you change, especially your water, that's one thing I've really learned over the last 2 years, is that this water that is really not even water, it's not H2O, it's H2 negative OH. And there's a huge difference between the two. It's literally electric, and it's full of hydrogen. And that's what your body needs. It needs electricity and it needs hydrogen. And if it gets those two things, it's amazing what it does, right? That's exactly what's been happening with you guys. And so Karola, expand on your migraines a little bit more. You used to have migraines a lot?
Yes, I did. Oh,
And,
yeah, almost every day or so, I should say. And even though if I didn't drink that much water, right? So in the morning it's very important to do it when you wake up, at least a cup or two on the empty stomach, because lots of people think you have to drink, don't have to drink that water in the morning, right? So, and even during the day, lots of people don't drink that much water. I would tell like that people now like drink more water, even though it doesn't taste, like change your water if needed, because most likely lots of people only drink tap water and that doesn't taste good, right? So they have to do something about it. And for me, it's not because of the business. I would like to change their water if it's possible, right?
But that's very common here, Canadian, that nobody drinks water. They drink coffee or they drink some kind of juice or Pepsi. I have driven with drivers. They never drink a drop of water. They drink Diet Pepsi all day long. And if not that, then they drink coffee or not a drop of water, man.
How about you guys? Before, because for me, I never drink water. I never drink water. The only time I would ever drink water was when I was sick. And I figured my thought process with that was that, hey, I get plenty of water from my Coke, from my Sprite, from my Gatorade, from my Red Bull, from from the shots of whiskey at night, from a little tequila here and there, whatever. I mean, there's water in all of that stuff. And so that's how I got my water. I never drank water.
I was always a big drinker of water because when I was 19, was back in South America, but I came home and my brother had a bladder stone or whatever it's called. Kidney stone. And if you see somebody else just turning completely white and sweating like crazy and you cannot figure out what's going on, but he's in pain like crazy, eh?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, if I can prevent that stuff with drinking water, ever since then I drink water like nothing else.
Well, then, what happened with me is I watched that video with Daniel DiMicali, the 1-49-minute video with my sweetie one night. And at the end of it, we decided to get our machine. She said, I'll buy half if you buy half. And so there we go. We went and got ourselves a machine. And at that point, it was like, well, hell, I just spent $4,000. By hell, I'm going to drink the water, So I started actually drinking water for literally the first time in my life, where I started drinking water every day. And it made, just made all kinds of wonderful differences. And as I started to see those differences, I decided that I needed to learn more about it. And I would spend at least an hour a day every morning learning about the water, just watching doctors, watching videos, watching everything that I could get my grubby little brain cell on,
the 6 inches.
Yes, that's 6 inches between those ears. I learned how important those 6 inches are. And as I learned more about this water, I realized, holy moly, I have got to do this business. I have to. It's not a matter of, I get to change people's lives if I do this business. And so it really has become a mission for me. And it's kind of crazy getting to the point in your life at 53 years young that you finally found your mission. It's a crazy little conundrum because throughout my whole life, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I was just doing what I was doing in order to survive, in order to make money, in order to do the things I wanted to be able to do. But this is so much different because now I literally get to wake up every morning and look at my funny looking self in the mirror and say, I get to go change somebody's life today. HooDeeHoooo.
Oh, yes.
And so that's been really powerful for me. How about you guys? You guys had any that kind of thought process on your end?
Yeah, I like the other day I realized I got gold in my hand because this machine. I was on the table of my massage therapist, and she's living at my uncle's place, and she already got the complete concept about that I bringing him the water. And then she was asking me why nobody knows about this water. I said to her, it's brand new, it's just coming in. The product is around for almost 50 years now, I think 45. And they never allowed it in here because years ago they had to smuggle the machine in if they want to have it here. But now you can order it legally. So,
yeah. Thank God. And Mr. Ashiro.
That's right. Mr. Ashiro.
So you've had the machine for a year, and you've been drinking the water, and you've had some great results for yourself. What about other people? Have you Have you, you were saying that you've been giving it to your uncle. How long have you been giving it to your uncle for?
What will it be, 5 days?
Something like that. I think
I think 5 days now.
Tuesday, right?
5 days. And what does he have? What does he have to say about it? Is this the same uncle that I talked to the other day?
That's right.
Okay, awesome. So what's happening for him so far? What does he have to say about it?
He hasn't told me anything yet, but he is very, very focused on it.
And so he's drinking it.
Will not miss on it.
Beautiful. I love to hear that. And I was hoping when I chatted with him the other day that he would take it seriously. And because I've found that anybody who takes this seriously and actually drinks the water and drinks it within that 48-hour time period after it comes out of the machine, that they find tremendous results from it. And so
he comes here every day and picks up his big jug with water. Like the second day when I got there, he told me around 10.
Yeah, it was 10ish.
On 10 o'clock that he already drank a gallon. 4 liters, a gallon of it.
I love it. That's awesome. So yeah, the thing about it is you really can't drink too much of this water. If you can drink 2 gallons a day, if you can drink 3 gallons a day, all that means is you're just going to be doing a lot of peeing. That's all. You're going to be doing lots of peeing. And like Dr. Ross says, he says that you should be peeing at least 20 times a day. If you're not,
I do that.
If you're not doing 20 times a day, you're probably not drinking enough of the water. And it is amazing how my big thing is I try to drink another 14 ounces every time I pee. And so that
how much is 14 ounces?
14 ounces is.
I'm not familiar with ounces, man.
This right here, I got to show you this too. I think you may have seen this on the Morning Motivation, but this is my main glass that I drink out of. It's got all the ski resorts in Utah on it, and you can see how it's all cloudy looking. That's all the minerals from my water that is.
Yeah, you showed that before.
Glass. And I need to clean this one. I need to scrub it out, scrub all the minerals off the side. But my water is so loaded with minerals and they're all natural minerals too, because our water comes off the mountain, goes down into a deep well aquifer, and then gets pumped up into our houses, and it doesn't have any kind of nothing in it. They don't put any chlorine, no fluoride, nothing. We're the only water municipality in the great state of Utah that doesn't have chlorine and fluoride in our water. And we're just this little teeny enclave, like this little teeny thing inside this big city. In this one little spot right here, we don't have any of that garbage in our water. And so I'm incredibly blessed. But I think my water is a perfect example of what makes Kangen water so special, in that when I measure my water, when I put it in the ORP meter and do the testings with that, it's still got a positive ORP.
Where do you get the ORP meters?
The best place to get, or at least where I got mine from, was from ionfaucet.com. They're $125, and they're made by Milwaukee. And I highly recommend that you get one of those, because it'll save you on your filters. Because you can do some tests when the machine tells you to replace your filter. You can use chlorine drops and your ORP meter to determine whether or not you actually need to replace your filter or not. You can hit the reset button. The average is like 3 times. You can hit that reset button on average 3 times before you actually need to replace the filter. And so that helps the ORP meter pay for itself rather quickly when the filters are $100 a piece.
Yeah, because I already got my filter sitting around the corner here in my house, but I think mandatory is once a year, right?
Yeah, I've replaced my filter twice, and both times I've gotten a year and a month out of my filter before I had to replace it. And that's not too bad. Getting the whole year and out of your filter, that's that's pretty good. That makes for some mighty inexpensive water. That's really
Yeah,
good.
send me that website later on Messenger because.
Yeah, absolutely. Be more than happy to do that. It's just for people out there that are listening and curious. It's ION Faucet FAUCET.com. They're a company out of California, and they make all kinds of different stuff that it revolves around the water ionizer business, from pre-filters to faucets to little gadgets to just all kinds of stuff that help us with our business and help us keep our machines in shape. And so,
I got 3 filters like with that machine together. I got one big water filter and then a small one under the sink. Just filters it again to drinking, and then it comes through the machine.
Awesome. Yeah. The better you can keep your water. I don't have any kind of a pre-filter on my system at all. And I haven't needed one. And from what I've understood from people that have come and got water from me, and then they've gone and gotten their machine and hooked it up at their house, there's been some pretty incredible differences. I've actually learned that your source water has a significant amount to say about how powerful your water is. Like, for example, here at my house, I get, with my 9.5 water running fairly slowly, I get an average ORP, a negative ORP of around 750 to 800. Sometimes I've gotten as high as negative 835. And my sponsor, Tim McGaffin, who lives down in southern Utardia, he never gets more than like a negative 450 ever.
That's it?
Out of his 9.5. And it's just because of the quality of the water that's coming into his machine.
Sure.
So I feel very grateful. I think it's just because of all the natural minerals that you can see. This is actually, normally this is it's as clear as the handle. See how clear?
Oh, really?
See how dirty the glass is with minerals?
Yeah.
That's just a lot of that's all natural minerals that are leaching out of the planet, out of the aquifer and coming up in, and it works out great. I'm very, very blessed to have the water supply that I have. But, as a lesson to people out there, it really doesn't matter how good your water is. It's still poison.
Oh, for sure.
Poison, no matter what, no matter how clean it is. If it's just regular old plain old H2O, it's poison. And
that's the same with that heartburn what you had before, because you got too much acid, and then that's what fires it back,
Yeah, that's exactly what the poison is. They call water the universal solvent.
Yeah.
And they call it that for a reason, because it's acid.
Yeah.
And the only reason that when you test your water supply coming out of your faucet that it turns blue is because they're adding things like lye to it to increase the pH level. And that's no good for your body, and it doesn't change the fact that it's really still acidic to your body. And so it's a pretty interesting conundrum. But so you guys have you're just kind of barely getting into the water sharing business after being involved with it for a year. You basically have some great stories of your own to tell, like especially with the migraine headaches. I know there's a lot of people that suffer from headaches, and my wife, she used to get headaches a lot, and she rarely gets headaches anymore. And I always tell her, if you start feeling a headache, come on, go get some 11.5 water and drink about 8 to 12 ounces. I'm not sure how that equates to liters. I could actually find out real quick just by pulling out one of these little trusty measuring cups. And you see how nice and clear that is?
Yeah.
See the
That's
difference?
The difference. Yeah.
But so 12 ounces or like 16 ounces of water is
Must be a half a liter. Eh?
half a liter. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so I've got, you know, just this right here holds 14 ounces of water when I fill it all the way to the top.
Can you explain at one time more how you got the 11.5? I'm always confused with that.
The 11.5 water, you get that when you hit the strong acidic button. Do you have the K8?
Right.
So when you hit the strong acidic button, you get the strong acidic hypochlorous acid out the bottom hose, and you get the 11.5 out the top hose.
Okay.
And
yeah,
now this is a good thing for people out there that are listening that don't really understand the pH scale. The pH scale goes from 0 to 14. 14 is very high pH, very, very high alkalinity, and 0 is acid, battery acid, you know, and it's 14. And so if you have 11.5 coming out the top on the alkaline side, you've got 2.5 coming out the bottom. Because 11.5 and 2.5 adds up to 14. If you've got 9.5 coming out the top, then you've got 4.5 coming out the bottom. That adds up to 14.
Yes. Oh, I see.
So whatever you're running out the top, you've got the other increment coming out the bottom.
The rest comes till 14 comes in the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you've got 11.5 out the top, you got 2.5 out the bottom. And those two add up to 14. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yep.
Yes.
And so it's, you know, if you're running the clean water, that's 7. That's a pH of 7. So when you're running the clean water, you've got 7 coming out the top and 7 coming out the bottom.
Yeah, so you can collect it both if you want.
Yes. And so, you know, like the beauty water, it's a 6. So if you're running the beauty water, you got 6 coming out the top and you got 8 coming out the bottom.
That's right.
So that's how you can easily know what you're getting out of your 2 different discharge hoses. So, but yeah, that's something that's, you know, it took a little bit of time to learn that. To understand.
The same here. I always was confused about that 2.5. You know.
Yeah. And that's how you get, you know, what I do is whenever I hit that strong acidic button, I always try to collect both waters. So if I'm getting the 11.5 for the purpose of drinking it, like if I'm having a hard time sleeping, my brain cells going too fast and I can't get to sleep, then I just come in and get some 11.5 water. I drink basically about this much of it. And then at the same time, while I'm doing that 11.5 water, I try to always collect the 2.5 at the bottom, because that 2.5 water is that really strong disinfectant. I use it to brush my teeth with every night. And I've actually used it to get rid of toothaches. I use it to, you know, anytime I cut myself or scrape myself, I always put that stuff on there. And it's amazing how fast it ends up accelerating the healing process.
That's the same one to clean vegetables, right?
The 11.5, yes, that's what you clean your vegetables with.
But 11.5 or 2.5?
The 11.5.
Okay.
The 11.5 is your cleaner, and the 2.5 is your disinfectant.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Because like I'm actually I do my laundry once a month. Whether I needed to or not, you know. And today I'm doing laundry. And what I do is I have a 32-ounce mason jar and a 16-ounce mason jar. And I hit the 2.5 button, the strong acidic button. I turn it up full blast till it tells me to turn it down. Then I turn it down and I put my fingers under it and start rubbing my fingers together under the water. And you can feel the friction under the water of your fingers, and then all of a sudden you'll feel that water go slippery.
Yeah.
As soon as that water goes slippery, now it's time to start collecting it. Now you can I stick the 16 ouncer underneath the bottom, and the 32 ounce are under the top. And when the two of them fill up, I go run downstairs with them and dump them in the washer. And that's my laundry detergent. I've
Nice.
been washing my laundry like that for 2 years now. And it always blows my mind what a great job it does of cleaning the clothes. And you don't need those dryer sheets for the static.
No?
You don't get the static.
Oh my.
Yeah. So it's saved us. We haven't bought any laundry detergent for 2 years. We haven't had to buy any of those dryer sheets or any of that. So that's just another one of the ways that Kong pays. I'm always telling people, Kong pays. Kong doesn't cost, he pays.
Yeah.
He really does, he pays. And it's just a matter of time before he really starts paying you. And so that's pretty exciting for me because, I mean, the business is exciting as far as this is all concerned, but the most important part to me is like what Sam said yesterday. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to save your life.
That's right.
And that's what will happen. If you get on this, if you start drinking this water, what you're doing is giving your machine what it needs. This machine right here, this is the machine. All the other machines that are out there, whatever. They're cool. Some of them go really fast. Some of them do really cool things. But this right here, this is the machine. This is the machine that every human being should be most concerned about, is this machine. Because without this machine, all the other machines don't even matter.
That's right.
They don't matter at all.
Yeah.
Money doesn't matter. Nothing matters if you don't have a healthy machine. And this is one of our main goals, is to get people to understand this fact that if you don't have a healthy human machine, you don't really have anything. You can have all the money in the world and you'll throw it all down the drain trying to get your machine healthy again, right? And
That's
so,
right.
That's right.
you know, so this brings me to my next question. That I love this question because I get a different answer from everybody. And I'd like to hear both of your answers to this question individually. But my question is, you've got one thing to say to somebody. You got one thing that you get to say. You got a minute or so. You've got one opportunity to either turn the light bulb on or to turn it out. What do you say to somebody about this water?
Without this water. If I had a minute to say to somebody, like, I see so much struggling, like so much pain and stuff out here. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm still struggling what really I have to say, because I'm still in the first start with Kangen water right now. So if I could explain them better what Kangen water do to everybody, because everybody just thinks Kangen water is only water, right? But I would like to tell them, like, it's more than only water, because you don't get that, but every water that you drink, right? And they have to drink more water, because they think if you go down the hall, like going to pee, that's you don't have to drink that much water, because if you drink more water, you have to go to the washroom more often, right? But I would tell everybody, just drink the water. Like, your body has to clean everything out, and then if you could be healthier nowadays, it's very important, right?
Absolutely. The only thing. How about you, Roger? What would you say to somebody? What's your main thing?
Oh, I would say, if you have water to drink, and like the right water, you would not believe what that is to you, because like the same lady, like my massage lady the other day, she had a trucker came around at her office, and then they had a pain in a toe, yeah. And there's some kind of stuff what comes comes together if you don't drink enough, and that came to them in the big toe, and he had a lot of pain in that. And then as soon as they saw what that was, and then they told him, if you drink 4 gallons a day, that will be gone in no time. And he came back in 2 weeks, and that was gone. There was no more pain. There was nothing. And she said to me, I don't know how he did it. He was a trucker, but he drank his 4 gallons a day.
That's a lot of water to be drinking every day. Wow. Drinking 4 gallons.
Just imagine if that would be Kangen water, it would be even a different story.
Yeah, if they're drinking Kong, actually the truth of the matter is that drinking 1 gallon of Kangen water is like drinking 6 to 8 gallons of regular water.
Wow.
And I always tell people that you literally have to drink like 6 to 8 gallons of regular water. You know, they say drink 6 to 8 cups of water a day. No, 6 to 8 gallons of water is what you need to drink if you want to properly hydrate your body. And
that's right.
You can get that by drinking 1 gallon of Kangen water. And if you've ever seen the tea tests where they pour the different waters on the tea bags.
Oh, I saw that lots of times. And I'm a big tea drinker as well.
That shows you right there the difference between.
We got tea in here too, so I didn't. Maybe you don't know what that is, but that's a kind of green tea we all brought along back from Paraguay from the natives out there. They put some leaves together and dried it up and broke it together, and then we got the straw in there with what filters in the bottom, and we pour on it rather hot or cold.
Yeah, and the thing is that Kong, I always say this, and we've done some tests in our Kong's lab to prove this, and that is that the Kangen water makes everything better. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's food, whether it's drink, whether it's energy products, whatever it is, whether it's vitamins, minerals, anything, if you drink it or you eat it with Kangen water makes it better. Makes it better for you. So that, like green tea is one of the more potent antioxidants out there in the world. Kangen water makes green tea about 100,000 times more potent of an antioxidant. So if you're drinking your green tea with Kangen water, you're literally turning it into a super antioxidant. And so yes, right. It's really, really good for you, a really, really good way to go. And so, you know, that's something that I've learned, and I'm trying every day to share that message with people. You'll see me saying on Facebook all the time, Kong makes everything better, because he does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He makes everything better. How do you think that big gorilla got so big? He was out there in the jungle drinking from the base of that waterfall. Did you just see him out there sticking his big old head underneath the bottom of that big waterfall? Because that's where Kangen water is, out there in nature. And we
that's
just
where the idea comes from.
Yeah, we have it in our lightning bolt in a box. You know, we got this little lightning bolt in a box we put on our countertop, and it gives us Kangen water. And so, yeah, it's been a tremendous blessing for me, and I'm getting the sense that it's been a great blessing for you guys as well. Correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Totally.
Well, one of the things that is also a big priority for me with putting this little show on that we do every day is I want to connect people. I'm trying to connect people to other people. Because somebody might not want to work with me. They might think I'm just a little too out there, whatever. I don't, that's cool. That's why I bring people like you on, because they might want to work with you guys. They might want to hook up with you. They might like the way you talk. They might think you're cute, whatever. But there's only one way they can hook up with you, and get their Kangen water machine from you. And that's if they know where you are and how to get a hold of you. So I'd love to give you an opportunity here to tell everybody, how do they get a hold of you? What, do you want to give phone numbers, websites, Facebook information, whatever? It's up to you. Whatever you want to give out, this is a great time for you to go ahead and give out your contact information so people know how they can get a hold of you.
Or they can get a hold of me any way they want. My phone number is 204-228-0869. And that's in Manitoba. And they will also find it on my Facebook page. And my Facebook page is Rodgar Sawatzky, but my name is a special spelling. So it's Rodgar. So just feel free to search me and shoot me a message. If you send me a friend request, shoot me a message and ask me straight up what you want or why you connect with me, and we will go from there.
Absolutely. How about you, Karola? Would you like to give out your information to people so they can get a hold of you if they want to?
Sure. Like my Facebook is Karola Bergen, like Karola. So if anybody would like to connect to me as well, so I could tell them more. But if it's more about Kangen water, I prefer Rodgar's information because he knows more about it, but I'm still learning on it too. And but if anybody would like to connect to my cell phone number is 431-335-5282. So.
And I'm also on Instagram and on Twitter as well. So.
Okay, under the same name?
Same name, yeah. That's all across the same name, yeah. Same profile picture.
And Karola, how do you spell your last name for people?
Bergen.
Bergen. There we go. So,
yes.
Yeah, that
means that means on top of a mountain, Bergen. On top of a mountain.
I love it. What a great place.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, you guys. Well, that's fantastic. I like to make sure that everybody knows how to connect with the people that come on the show, and because this is getting recorded, it's going to go up on YouTube. It's going to go up onto the Kong Family show, the Kong Family show on that's YouTube channel, and then of course it's running live right now on the Kong Family Facebook page. And you never know where this is going to go. Once this is downloaded, then I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll send you out the links and share it out. And of course, you want to feel free to share it out as much as you would like. And as time goes by, who knows who's going to watch this and who's going to want to hook up with you. You just never know when you get this kind of information out there. My goal in putting it out is that I want to connect people together. This isn't just about JJ Surprise. This isn't just about Kangen water. It's also about the people that are coming on the show, being so gracious to share their time with us and share their stories, because a lot of people are scared to come out here and actually share their stories with the world, and so I'm very grateful that you guys are willing to take your time on a Easter Sunday and spend an hour of time with me and sharing your stories. They're powerful, and this is an incredible family of people. I know it's changed my life drastically in the last 2 years, and I'm very grateful for that.
I will just add one to it, to the migraine. When she doesn't drink that much and she's supposed to on the daytime, I realized it right away. She's back in bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And just remember, if you ever feel those coming on, just make sure to drink more water. And if it, like Sherry McGaffin, who is my sponsor's wife, she used to get really bad migraines all the time. And she she says that anytime she even she just starts to feel one, like it's starting to come on, she immediately goes and gets some 11.5 water and drinks about 12 to 14 ounces of it. And it knocks that migraine out just like that. Because the truth of the matter, kids, is that migraines or even just headaches, if you're getting a headache, what that is a sign of is acute dehydration of the brain. That means your brain is dehydrated. That's why it's hurting. The brain is kind of an interesting little part of the body because it, other than the blood, the brain is the part of the body that has the most water in it. And on the other side of the coin, it's the hardest part of the body to actually hydrate because of what they call the blood-brain barrier, that little barrier around the brain that stops the blood from being able to get onto the brain. Because you probably heard before where you've heard about people having head injuries and they say, yeah, you've got blood on the brain.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened is that the blood-brain barrier has been broken and now blood is getting through onto the brain, and that's not a good thing. But water needs to be on the brain, and it needs to get through that barrier, and that barrier is a tiny little barrier, and the water molecule is too big to get through it. And
or 6 inch, you know?
Yeah, that's 6 inches right here where my brain cell is. I only have one brain cell. I love to giggle about that, but that's kind of what my thing is, you guys. I like to have fun doing everything I do. And my motto is, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
You know?
Yeah, buddy. I love it, Roger. Your hair's looking good, brother. Looking really good.
Thanks.
I love it. You know, like we call it the Gardu. So I've got a friend named Garlo. He's the man of a million nicknames. His name is Gary Knight, but he has a whole bunch of nicknames, and one of them is Garlo. And he was always famous on river trips for having hair that was just out of control, and we nicknamed it the Gardu. And like whenever you got gnarly hair going, it's a Gardu. I, of course, have a fine Gardu every morning.
Same here. If I'm getting home in time, then I do the same thing.
Yeah, that brings a smile to your face, though, when you get your Gardu on and you get out of bed in the morning and you look in the mirror. It always brings a nice smile to your face. You got a Gardu going.
It is, yeah.
So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and helping us get stories out there and letting people know, you know, what a blessing this water is and what a blessing it's been for you. And I look forward to having you back on again as time goes by and hearing more stories. As things go, because I know you like to jump in, and I love that. You feel free to jump in on the show anytime you want. That's great. And as time goes by, what's going to happen is you're going to get more and more and more stories to tell. And with those stories, please come to the show. Encourage your people who have the stories to come on the show and tell their stories directly. Tell their stories. You know, firsthand stories are the best. And, you know, we try to do this from the heart. None of this is scripted. I have these questions that I like to ask, but I never have any idea what anybody's going to say exactly. And so I believe in rolling from the heart and rolling from what's right here. And so I really appreciate it when people like you are willing to come on and share this stuff. And I want people out there to know that this is all just coming from our hearts and from the goodness of our hearts. And we really do have a desire to change the world. And we know that we can do it. And that's what we're going to do. So thank you guys so much. And I want to wish you a very happy Easter Sunday. Have the rest of an awesome weekend. And if you get the chance, go out there and change somebody's life for the better today.
You're welcome. Likewise, man.
Yeah, I wish I could do it for my auntie too, but I don't know if it's too late already because she has cancer. And I don't know. She has a lot of pain lately, and I don't know. The doctors don't do anything anymore on her, so I don't know.
Well, all I would say about that is if you look at Bill Powers. Bill Powers was stage 4 throat cancer. He went through the chemo and the radiation and stuff, and
That's
they
what she
helped him, and they sent him home to die. They said, "You've got a very short time to live. Go get your house in order." And they sent him to hospice to die. And 4 months later, he's cancer free. And this October will be 10 years cancer free. And he's living. He's kicking butt. He's running around out there like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, and he's changing lives all over the place. And he was written off for dead. He was told, "Sorry, thanks for all the money you gave us. We appreciate that. You know, our Beamer and our cabin, they love that. But sorry, you're going to go die." And 10 years later, he's still here. So I wouldn't give up. I would try to share the water and try to share the story. Try to get them to read Bill Powers' story. Try to get online. You can go to the Kangen groups on Facebook and punch in Bill Powers. You can go to his, friend up with him. I recommend that you do friend up with Bill Powers on Facebook and send him that message and tell him why you're friending up. And ask him if he's got anything that you could share with did you say your aunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask him if he's got anything that you can share that's online. And then I know he's got some really powerful stuff that you can buy from him that's very reasonably priced. And so if you just friend up with him, but you never know, you guys, you never know. Yep, that's him. You never know what the body can do when it gets what it needs. And like we say around here all the time, this is the machine that does the work. This is the gift. This is the miracle. This is the magic. Kong's water is just simply a tool and a gift. It was given to us by God and Mr. Oshiro.
Yes.
And what the body does is utilizes that tool to fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. It may, for your aunt, it may be past the point of no return. But there's only one way to know.
Yeah.
And that's to get the water into her body. And she should be drinking at least 2 gallons a day. And she should be drinking it as fresh as possible. And if you can get her to drink it and get her to fight through whatever symptoms she might have, because sometimes people, when they're really acidic and when they're really in bad shape, sometimes they get some really bad side effects from just drinking the water because of the detoxification process. They'll get stomach aches, they'll get headaches, they'll get diarrhea, they'll get body aches, and that kind of stuff. And if they get any of that, they need to drink more.
Okay.
They don't want to quit drinking it. They need to drink more of it. They have to battle through the pain, battle through the diarrhea, battle through the stomach aches, battle through the headaches. One of my friends, he said he had migraines all the time, and he started drinking it. He said the first 3 days were hell. He said it was so miserable. His headaches were way worse. And then on the 4th day, they were gone. Gone.
Wow.
They've never come back.
That's where it changed, yeah.
Yeah, and so sometimes folks have to battle through it. And when you're sharing water with people, make sure to give them the heads up on that. Because if you don't, I made that mistake in the beginning. I didn't know that. And I gave water to a friend who really needed it. And she had really bad stomach aches, and she just stopped drinking it. She said, "No, give me stomach aches. I don't want it." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, so yourself." And I didn't understand that at that time. I didn't understand that that was a sign that she really needed it more than ever. And I could have, if I would have known, I could have encouraged her, "Hold on now. Keep drinking it. Battle through it. It's going to make a difference."
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things we get to learn as we continue on this journey of changing the world. So Once again, you guys, we are the Kahn family. Thank you so much for coming and joining with Roger and Karola here today. And we hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Easter weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in. To everybody who's going to see the recording, thank you for taking the time to watch. And feel free to share it out to your heart's content. And do yourself a favor, you guys. Change your water, change your life, and turn around and change other people's lives. And of course, don't forget your hugs. This is how you hug yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, JJ.
We love you guys. You guys take care.
Love you too.
Thanks for coming in. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the morning motivation.
You bet.
Oh,
Looking
yeah.
forward.
Good.
Love you guys. Have a great rest of the day.
I love
Thanks,
you too.
you too. Love you too.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.